So next up is Jerry Falwell. And apparently he has a crazy conspiracy theory about the coronavirus. You ready?
As I'll ever be.
All right.
You know, it's just strange to me how so many are overreacting. The H1N1 virus in 2009 killed 17,000 people. It was the flu also, I think. And there was not the same hype. It was, you just didn't see it on the news 24/7. And it makes you wonder if there's a political reason for that. It's you know, impeachment didn't work, and the Mueller report didn't work, and Article 25 didn't work, and so maybe now this is their next attempt to get Trump. But I had the owner of a restaurant asked me last night. He said, "You remember the North Korean leader promised a Christmas present for America back in December. Could it be they got together with China and this is that present? I don't know, but it really is something strange going on."
First, I do have to commend the Fox News people. Now, I don't know what they said after this, so maybe I shouldn't be too quick to commend, but they're looking at him like he's an idiot. I mean, their faces.
Well, I mean, basically, he's like, did North Korea collaborate with China to give us this coronavirus that killed a lot of China's own people? Yeah. And then we don't know how many people might have it over in Korea or North Korea specifically.
Well, yeah, they're never going to tell us.
Right.
They're never going to tell the WHO.
Right. And then apparently this is just some kind of way for them to, or the liberals maybe, because he mentioned like getting rid of Trump via the Mueller report.
So here's the deal. Like he started off talking about H1N1, right? Mm-hmm. H1N1's death rate is significantly lower than the death rate for this. Yes, people did die. Yes, it sucked. But it wasn't nearly as infectious as this is.
No, I think that I don't think that it spread like as easily as this does.
No, so yes, H1N1 was bad, but it's not this.
Right,
it's not like this. So you know, there's not that. I don't
understand how this is supposed to directly affect whether or not Trump is in office.
I don't either. Like, honestly, I feel that they're trying to postpone elections in another country. Where did I see that? Was it in... I can't remember where I saw that. They're trying to postpone elections in another country because of this. So I feel like that's something that Trump would do to try to stay longer. But I don't know, the whole idea that this is a North Korea, China thing, even take away China, even if North Korea did it by themselves, that's not what has happened here. And we know that this is not a man-made thing. The genome of this has been analyzed, of the SARS-CoV-2 has been analyzed, and it's 100% certain that it's a natural occurring thing and started in bats.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's really a lot to say other than Jerry Falwell is just a conspiracy-laden fuck.
I really hope that the Fox News people were like, even if they just decided to move on.
Yeah.
They weren't sitting there nodding their heads and they're all looking at forward like, what is he saying? Maybe take this as a lesson and don't have him on anymore.
Yeah, good luck with that. All right, and then now we have somebody with a totally scientific explanation. Okay.
I'm ready.
For what this coronavirus thing is all about. You ready for this?
Yes.
All right, this is Tom Horn on some random ass Christian TV show.
What if Antichrist had like a dark parallel to the Holy Communion in the sense that if you had a pandemic, let's say that it went global, all of a sudden a man comes forward and he's the only person on earth who seems to be naturally immune to this disease, and therefore his blood, his genetics are used for creating the vaccine by which everybody, and this is Antichrist, and as a result it is a dark participation in the consumption of the flesh and blood of Antichrist.
Yes, that is absolutely scientifically possible.
This is not absolutely scientifically possible.
No, like there's literally no science other than them saying the words DNA and
Vaccine.
and vaccine and shit. Like there's nothing scientific but just word salad.
Here's why this is dangerous. Like, this isn't actually funny to me. This shit is dangerous, and here's why. Whoever is watching this, whoever follows Tom Horn, could hear this and think that could be true. That could be a real thing. And then when a vaccine for this is developed, them refuse to get it because they're afraid that it's some sort of antichrist communion. And that's fucked up. He's putting people's lives in danger and encouraging them to, or just even putting this idea in their head that the vaccine is going to be dangerous to their souls and they'll be taking on the communion of the Antichrist or something. Like, he's putting this in their heads. So they're less likely to do it.
Yeah.
And that's totally fucked up and dangerous.
It very much is.
People like this should not be allowed to talk on the internet.
Also, like, I don't know where he's getting this idea of some kind of dark parallel to the communion. And I don't know why that would... I don't know why people think that there are magical properties to this reality. Because that's all that is magical thinking. Like, oh, there's this dark communion. And then you take the vaccine and you've taken part of his blood and his bread of his body.
Yeah.
And then, boom, Jesus is pissed off because you're sucking Antichrist dick. And it's like, oh God.
It's definitely a bizarre stretch. Like, that is it's an interesting idea, sure. If you believe in this whole Antichrist thing, that would definitely be an interesting way for the Antichrist to get into people. Yeah. I guess, like, without them even realizing what they're doing, right? So it's an interesting idea, but it's not a real thing, and it's dangerous, and you need to stop.
Right. Oh, man, this guy is crazy as fuck. Anyways, you ready for another thing?